Good afternoon, class 10. Today we will start with chapter 6a. Okay, so our topic is basically dispersion, spectrum and deviation. Now you have learned in class 8 only that what is dispersion? That splitting of white light when it passes through a prism into its 7 constituent colors. Now who was the person who first studied this dispersion phenomena? Newton, right? So Newton was the one who performed the experiment with dispersion. Now what was the background of this experiment? Why did he all of a sudden perform this experiment? So it's basically that Newton, he observed that he was studying few images of some heavenly bodies, some celestial bodies with the help of lens. Okay, now he found that after refraction of white light, he found that different colors formed at the edges of the lens. Now he performed with white light, right? So at that time the concept of white light splitting in different colors was not there. So he thought that maybe it's some problem with the lens. Okay, it's the error due to the lens. Now he performed again the experiment, but the same results he got. So basically this led him to think that there must be some components of white light then. So basically this led to the experiment of dispersion through prism by Newton. So what did he do? He performed the experiment in a dark room. Okay, now there was a window and everything inside the room was there was no light, and there was no other openings through where light can come except a small aperture in a window. See, I have shown in the diagram. Can you find aperture in window? A small aperture in the window through which light was coming. So actually how you can make the same arrangement at your own home by keeping all the lights off and actually covering the windows with black marble paper or something and just keeping a small hole in the black marble paper in one of the windows. So it's like that. So now white light was coming in a very narrow beam. See, I've drawn that also. So now white light was coming by a narrow beam and it was incident on a prism. He kept the prism in the path of the light, incident light. Now he placed a screen, a wide screen on the other. This is first face or surface of the prism. This is a second surface. Now he kept this some distance away from the second surface of the prism. He found that a band of 7 colors was formed. So what is this band called? It's basically the band of 7 colors which you see in a rainbow, right? And rainbow occurs due to refraction, which you have learned in class 8. So this band of 7 colors, the band of 7 colors which is formed on the white screen is known as spectrum, and the whole phenomena of splitting of white light into its 7 constituent colors by passing it through a prism is known as dispersion. Now why did it happen? Let's see. In the first phase of the prism, now first of all, glass, this is prism, denser medium, outside is air, so rarer medium. This one I hope now you have gathered this much confidence in understanding which one is denser and which one is rarer. So now see the white light. Now the different colors of initially, actually when white light travels in, basically light travels in vacuum. What happens at that time? When light travels in vacuum, the different colors of white light travel with the same speed. It travels with the same speed in vacuum. But when light travels from one medium to another medium, that is in different mediums, their speeds vary due to the change in their wavelengths. Wavelengths of the different colors of light. Okay, that means white light, we call white light as a polychromatic light. What does it mean? Polychromatic light means the light consisting of colors of different wavelengths, and monochromatic means only a single wavelength color, like red is a monochromatic light, orange, violet, these individual colors are the monochromatic colors of light. But white light is a combination of the monochromatic colors and forming polychromatic light. So in different mediums the speeds will vary, okay, due to the change in their wavelength. Just see this formula. I hope you remember V equal to F lambda. What is V? The speed of light. F is the frequency, depends on the source. That means, say, two lights are being emitted from two different sources, then their frequencies will be different. But if, say, red and blue, that means, say, a source is emitting light. Now, the frequency of light for all the colors will be same, provided they are emitted from the same source. Okay, that means if, say, A and B are two sources, A is emitting light, B is also emitting light. Say A is emitting red light, B is also emitting red light. But A and B, their source is different, so frequency different. But if A is emitting red and blue light, then frequency will be same, even if they are red and blue, but frequency same, because frequency depends on the source. But wavelength is a characteristic of the color of light. Red light has a certain wavelength, blue light has a certain wavelength, irrespective of the source. So if two sources A and B, say they emit red, say A also emits red light, B also emits red light, but for both the sources the wavelengths will be same, because it's basically the characteristic of the light, of the color of light. So we define red light as, say, it has got 8000 angstrom wavelength, violet 4000, like this. Okay, so that means their speeds vary due to the change in wavelengths. Why? Because see, just see here, frequency then constant, it's the same source, lambda changes, wavelength changes, then speed will change. How? If wavelength increases, speed increases. So it's like this. So that means due to the change, due to the different wavelengths of the different colors of light, different colors of light travel with different speeds in different medium. That is why they get deviated at different angles towards the base of the prism. Towards the base of the prism, remember this point, always a light, when it is when a light passes through a prism, when it emerges out, we find that ultimately it gets deviated towards the base of the prism. For any refraction it occurs. We have learned this in chapter 4. So that means, just notice, if had there been no refraction, this would have been the incident light ray path, this would have been the path of the emergent ray also, but due to the different medium, this refraction occurs, and as a result, same thing, the deviation occurs. Now just see, can you see all the colors of light being deviated at certain angles towards the base of the prism? Which is the most deviated one? Violet. See, just see, red color is actually the closest one to the incident light ray path. It's the closest one, and the maximum deviated is the violet one. So violet color light is deviated most, red is deviated least. Red color has the maximum wavelength. So now can you see, more is the wavelength, less is the deviation. We have learned this in chapter 4. So then different colors of white light gets deviated at different angles towards the base of the prism. Now actually you can find here different demarcations of Vibgyor. In reality we find there is no sharp boundary between the different colors. They are actually mixed. Okay, when the experiment was actually performed. Now see, this is the first face or first surface of the prism. In this phase, both deviation due to refraction as well as dispersion occurs. Because dispersion will occur in this phase only. Right? Because at this phase only when the white light is incident, it gets divided into the different 7 components. Dispersion as well as deviation. Deviation how? Following the same thing, from rarer to denser medium towards the normal. When it passes from denser to rarer, away from the normal. So it's following the rules of refraction and getting deviated, see, towards the base of the prism. So least deviated red light having the maximum wavelength, violet light most deviated having the least wavelength. And in the second phase of the prism, only deviation will occur, no dispersion, because dispersion has already occurred in this phase. So now have you understood the cause of dispersion? This is basically the causes of dispersion which I have just explained. Now this is just a list of, it's just a recapitulation of how, say from violet end is formed near the base of the prism and red at the topmost level, okay, of Vibgyor. As we go up from violet end to red end, wavelength increases, red light having the maximum wavelength and violet minimum. Now wavelength increases, therefore the speed of light will increase. Just now we have learned, actually we have learned this in the previous chapter 4 also. V equal to F lambda, so F is constant for a particular source, so lambda, V is directly proportional to lambda. So that means red light travels with the maximum speed, violet light travels with the minimum speed. Refractive index, this also we have learned, it is inversely proportional to the wavelength as well as velocity. So as we go from violet end to red end, refractive index will decrease. Mu r is less than mu v. Okay. What about critical angle? Critical angle is directly proportional to the wavelength. We have done this in chapter 4D. Because mu is equal to 1 by sine c. So actually you can also imagine in this way, mu equal to 1 by sine c. So if mu decreases as we go up, sine c will increase, that means c critical angle will increase. So as we go up from violet to red end, it increases. What about the deviation? We have just found deviation decreases as we go from violet end to red end, right? So it's just a chart. Okay, just see an example. Say a light is incident, light consisting of red and yellow and blue is incident at an angle 45 degree. It's just an example because you will find various applications or various questions related to this type of concepts, okay, at 45 degree angle, and say light rays traveling from rear to glass. Okay, now what will happen? See. Now see the light rays traveling from glass to ear. Now the cases of critical angle comes in this case, right? Because only when the light rays traveling from denser to rarer medium, those cases of critical angle, total internal reflection, those comes. Now it's given critical angle for yellow light is say 45 degree. Show the path of the refracted rays. What will be the path of the refracted rays? See, different for the different colors of light. Why? Because they have different wavelengths and therefore they have different speeds. Therefore they have different critical angles also, because it's traveling from one medium to another medium. It's not in vacuum. Okay. Now just see, it is incident at an angle 45 degree. What is the critical angle for yellow light? 45 degree. So what will be the refracted ray for yellow light only? It will be like this for yellow. Why? Because for yellow, it is the angle of incidence is equal to critical angle. So the refracted ray will pass through the surface of separation, making angle of refraction 90 degree for yellow. What about for red? What about for red? See, red critical angle, red, yellow, blue. Critical angle is more for red than yellow. If yellow has 45 degree, red will have more than 45, say 47, 48 or whatever. But the angle of incidence is 45 degree. So that means what will happen? It has time to reach this critical stage, right? So for red light, the critical angle is much higher. So then what will happen? The normal rule of refraction, it will be refracted from just simply following the rules of refraction away from the normal, because it has not reached the critical angle. It has a much higher critical angle. Then what about blue? Its critical angle is less than yellow. So that means it's less than 45 degree for blue. That means for blue, the time has come to show total internal reflection. Why? Because critical angle for blue is less than that of yellow. That means already critical angle has been crossed. Because if yellow has 45, blue will have less than 45, say 44, 43, whatever. But that means already critical angle, it's incident for blue, the angle of incidence is more than critical angle. So, whereas for red it was less than critical angle, right? For blue it is more than critical angle. So, it will show total internal reflection. Okay. So just go through the applications in the back exercise portion, or actually the worked out portions from your book, and just go through this portion. So we have covered 6A, okay? And the deviation, how the factors on which deviation depends, you have already done in chapter 4, which was in the beginning of chapter 6A. You will find that part we have already covered.